You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Revolution After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Revolution After Show.
Welcome to NBC's Revolution After Show on AFTERBUZZ TV. We are here again for this great season 2, episode 9. Everyone say I love you. I am your host, Megan Thomas. I am back, and who are you guys?
Megan, I love you.
I love you.
And I'm glad you're back.
I'm so glad
Welcome.
I'm back.
It's good to look at your pretty face over the other fellow that I'm there. Hey, Larissa, we miss you. Ryan Hook's here, coming at you.
Yes, and I just want to say this. We have a special new co-host with us. Give us your name, beautiful lady.
Francesca.
Francesca what?
Dugan.
Francesca Dugan. She's here to join us. So now I like this because we're going to have a balanced team once Larissa gets back. We're going to have 2 guys, 2 girls. Love it. And we got some Ebony and Ivory stuff going on, which I'm really happy about. So
Ebony.
I know, right? So this is going to be so much fun. Let's talk about this episode. I will tell you this right now. This is my least favorite episode this season. I am so mad.
Are you on drugs?
I'm definitely on something.
Okay.
I don't like this episode at all. I'm very, very upset because of the route that the writers on Revolution have decided to take. And that is with Aaron and the nanotech.
The nanotech and Aaron. You know what? I'm inclined to disagree. This has been one of my favorite episodes.
Are you serious?
I watched the entire episode thinking, man, cool, oh, cool, yeah. I got excited every time something happened. Every time they came back from commercial, they came back with action, and it got me into it.
I know, but okay, so here's why I'm mad, because I feel like last season, Revolution was very scientific, okay?
Right.
So then we start with this season, we see the nanotechs, and then all of a sudden it starts getting supernaturally every episode. Now we see in this episode, the nanotechnology is actually artificial intelligence, and they have a mind of their own, and they can do what they want, kind of, sort of.
Sort of.
I'm mad about this. I'm very mad about it.
What do you think?
I don't know. I thought it was pretty exciting, like you said, with all the information about the nanotechs.
I'll be the lonely party of one. That's fine. I'm just mad about it.
I still want, there's still questions, though, that I want to know. It's kind of left you hanging a little bit.
Right.
Well,
So
luckily we have a lot of episodes left.
I know, right? We're almost halfway through the season. So let's talk about this. We see that Aaron wakes up. He was unconscious. He wakes up in school, and Cynthia is laying next to him. He doesn't know how he got there. But there's this magical little boy.
He wasn't magical. He's just running around.
He's running around because he lives there. Haley Joel Osment wannabe little boy.
Did you guys think it was kind of ironic, though, that they woke up in a school?
Right. And also, as he's giving Cynthia some water, it says world's best teacher on the mug. But she really is a really good teacher. So, I mean, I feel like that was spot on. But we find out that this little boy is actually kind of a personification of the nanotechnology. And the little boy has been personified as Kevin from the 3rd grade.
They used to play Nintendo together. I mean, who doesn't love your friend Kevin from down the street that you played Nintendo with?
Why do you think the nanotech decided to be his friend from the 3rd grade?
I think he took it, especially using a child, gave it a very innocent approach. So you can oh, cool, he's Kevin, he's cute, he's young, he's little. Oh, let's feel bad for him. And then boom, he sets people on fire.
Right.
And that gives him a cool contrast.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely innocence for sure.
Okay.
What do you think?
I mean, I like it. I like the fact that they used, he was like, why do you look familiar?
I like the kid. I like the kid that was the actor as well. I thought he did a really good job. Some of the things he posed to Aaron and the questions he asked him towards the end of the episode, and the way he was like, you know what, you can control me, but you can't control me. And then he's like, I'm out.
Right. So, I mean, I think I did like the fact that this episode we got a couple of things answered because we always wanted to know how on earth did Aaron get healed? Mm-hmm. How is he able to do all this stuff? And we find out it's because he mentally controls the nanotech.
Well, they said, too, the nanotech said, we wanted to help you. That's why they healed him, because Aaron brought the nanotech to life.
Right.
So they were trying to help him by healing him.
But that's so weird. How do they have a brain? How do they know how to function and think?
Well, when they say we, do you think there's more little kids out there?
No, I think he means we as in, like, because there's billions of nanotech.
The little firefly thingies.
Well, yeah, like in the world, there's a billion, there's like nanites that you can't see.
Microscopic. Right. And
so, yeah, I think he's speaking for all of them when he says that, when the little boy says that. But it's hard to swallow, guys. I'm sorry.
Well, you know what? We have like 11 more episodes to find out if they go real crazy off the rocker with the sci-fi or if we bring it back in.
Right. So then we see that Cynthia's healed. Mm-hmm. She's coming out of her unconsciousness. And, of course, we find out that this little boy can only be seen by Aaron and not by Cynthia because he is the personification, I guess.
It's an image, yeah. He's
right.
perceiving it in his mind, even though he can see it in reality.
So the other question that I have is, how on earth do the nanites know that Aaron created them?
I mean, they flash back to that scene, and they were showing him pushing the button, and Rachel egging him on, pushing the button, go ahead and do it, and then the lightning flashes, and I think that's when they came to life. So. Well,
I guess, yeah, and they say that. They said, he said, you woke us up. And so, of course, it was when the execution of the nanites, when they were at the tower, that woke them up. But still, how do you know? How do they know he was the one that pushed the button? How do they know that Aaron was the one that created them?
He's the creator. He's the
How do they know he wrote the program?
Because they just know.
This is why.
Are you baffled?
Yes.
Sometimes people just know.
This is why I do not like this episode. I'm very upset.
Well, sometimes you just have to believe that the writers know what they're doing and that they know where they're going to go with the show.
I really hope so.
And you have to trust and just relax and just enjoy.
Gotta keep you watching.
I guess.
So then you're so mad about it that you want to watch the next episode.
I do, and I'm going to because I love this show. Right. So we see, of course, our arch nemesis, Dr. Horn, is looking for Aaron because of the tumor that clearly is
killing him. Has been killing him.
Yeah, it's not doing too well. And he didn't get to take his little milk of magnesia, which I like. That's what it looks like, to help with his tumor.
The serum.
Yes, to help with his. So, of course, he's shaking. You can't really see. He's on a.
So, what happened? And they only did it for like 2 seconds, but Dr. Horn had that moment where he was like going all ESP, and he like could hear voices in his head, and he was trying to find Aaron.
I don't know. No, those weren't, because that's what I thought at first too. What it was is that he couldn't really hear what the guy was saying to him.
Was he? I thought he was going all ESP.
He could really hear what the guy said, but it kind of sounded like foggy. Because I guess the brain was messed up with the tumor.
Probably I was with you. I was thinking maybe because he was so sick, he was just like kind of just losing it. That was like showing it was like the end.
Yeah.
He was about to go.
Right. Well, I don't know.
Okay, well then that clears that up for me. Thank you. I'm sorry I was not paying attention.
No, because I thought that too, but it wasn't until the guy said that I was like, oh, he did just kind of say that. And when you heard what the soldier was saying to him, yeah, you were like, okay, well, I guess that is what he just said. So of course they're on the hunt. They get to the school, and by the way, we do have to mention the fact that when I like to call them the crew, Miles and crew, show up to the building where Aaron is being held captive, everyone's knocked out cold.
Yes, when they came in to rescue him at the very beginning of the episode. Again, starting off action-packed, finally.
Right.
2 weeks in a row, because last week they started off with the fist fight at the very beginning, slapping people around. They come in, see all the soldiers knocked out, because they're making their plan. Like, I got 20 soldiers, we got to go in, we're going to have to go in the back door and come and fighting, and then they're all knocked out cold.
Right, and you know what, when there's a moment of hesitation, when Miles is standing there, and he's got Rachel and Charlie behind him, I was kind of like, what is going on with him? Because I know, last episode they did show his infection, so I'm thinking like...
Did you expect something else to happen? I expected more soldiers.
I thought it was going to be empty. I thought it was going to be like Ghost Town, and they were going to be like, what is going on?
I thought he finally just got tired of what was going on. He's just like, I can't do this. I'm tired of fighting. That's what I thought.
Never.
So, of course, we see that everyone's knocked out.
I want to know how that happens, though, because Aaron can make people like spontaneous combust, right. But then how did he just knock everybody out?
I guess he kind of, I don't know, like, because I feel like once they stabbed Cynthia, he should have been, and we saw the fire from last episode.
Explode.
I feel like he would have, like, set everyone on fire. He's so mad, he's so angry, you just killed my girlfriend in front of my face.
Well, the real question is how did Dr. Horn get away?
Oh my goodness.
He's stabbing.
Right.
And everyone
hold on, was he knocked out though?
Oh no, he left the room though.
Yeah, he did.
He did leave the room.
Didn't he stab
at the end of
Cynthia?
the last episode?
No. One of the soldiers stabbed her.
Oh, okay.
But he stepped out. But even still, if he stepped out, wouldn't he have passed out? Well, maybe he did pass out.
Well, I think he knew that if Cynthia was going to be hurt, then Aaron was going to do something.
Right.
So he got as far away as possible.
But I still think he probably was knocked out somewhere in a corner. We just didn't see him when Miles and crew came in there. I think he probably, because he wouldn't have left the building. You know what I mean?
Unanswered questions. There you go again.
And so then he
creeping up.
Right. This is too much. And then of course, how on earth does Aaron know that there's a tunnel?
Yeah.
He blew a hole in the wall.
He didn't blow that hole in the wall all the way. He did a Dugan fireball all the way to.
He knocked out 20 soldiers just like that, but he didn't knock a hole in a wall.
I don't know if he. I don't think he did that because then he would have had to know.
Congratulations, he got free.
This is what I'm saying. This is why I don't like this episode. There's so many things going on.
It still kept me on the edge the whole time.
Fine, of course. Okay, so anyway, we'll go back to, so we see that Aaron has all these capabilities and he's at the school. My question is as far as the nanotechnology, again, what is, if they can do whatever they want, as we find out, why on earth do they need Aaron?
They are trying to help Aaron. He said, you created us, and we want to help you.
Maybe it's kind of like it's his babies, right? And children always want to stay by their parents. Kind of.
That makes
Charlie
sense.
kind of went away, but she's back. But you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's his baby. They're still not on their own, so they're still kind of tied to him, I guess, in a way.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense. So, of course, when Dr. Horn gets there, you know, they're running through, trying to escape from the Patriots. Of course, it's Dr. Horn that finds Aaron and Cynthia.
It's because Dr. Horn is all-knowing. He knows everything. He always knows everything.
Well, then he needs to know how to get that tumor out of his head.
With a knife.
I know, right? So, of course, he's like, heal me, or because I clearly see that you've healed Cynthia, which I don't know why she didn't lie and go, no, he didn't. I'm so hurt.
Oh, my man.
You just, right. And how does he know, like, how the guy stabbed her? Because he was out the room. Remember, Dr. Horn left. He doesn't know how the man stabbed her. Anyway.
Again, he knows everything.
This is just, there's so many holes. Eric Kripke, come on. There's holes here. So, of course, we see that Dr. Horn, as any nemesis does, he decides to say, either heal me or I kill her. Which I think is stupid, because clearly if you've seen that he's already healed her once, why on earth would he even help? Why would Aaron help him?
But I don't know why he would say that either, too, because clearly if you're gonna hurt her, he's gonna get mad at you, and exactly what happened. So he kind of just set himself up for.
He knows that when he gets mad, that's what creates the responses that he has, where he can create the fire, where he can heal people or heal himself or hurt people. So he needs that anger to come out, and that's where the threat comes in. It's like, I'm gonna do it. If you don't do it, I'm gonna do it.
But do you see how that's not like self-serving? Like Dr. Horn is stupid, because how you want this guy to be your friend so he will heal you.
Right.
You don't want to kill his girl, the only thing that he absolutely loves. Do you honestly think after you kill her, he's gonna be like, you know what? I'm sorry. You're right. I should have
listened. I'm sorry.
Right. I should have healed that tumor in your brain. I should have done that for you.
You know what? He's got a brain tumor. He's under a lot of stress, and he's hurting, and he just needs help.
Okay, well then that's what we'll say, because that's the only reason that any of that would even make sense, that Dr. Horn would say, heal me or I kill her. You know what I mean?
Heal me or I kill her. So what happens?
So of course, he doesn't do it in time, because Aaron is trying to explain, and he kills Cynthia. Now, here's the issue that I have with these. Little Kevin from the 3rd grade. So Aaron is now beckoning for them to come back, because he already told Kevin.
Order them away.
He said he ordered them, don't kill anybody else. I don't want your help. Leave me alone. Okay. So why were they then so slow in responding? Because if you noticed, he told the nanotech to come back, help him, like, immediately.
again, back to the stress, the anger, the emotional response that he has, it creates the nanotech's response. It wasn't until after she got shot that the nanotech showed up. Because he's under that emotional stress. He's in that moment, that fire going on.
I was actually surprised that Kevin came back. I didn't think he was going to come back at all.
I didn't eat. This is why I'm so mad. Like, you get what I'm saying? So Kevin decides to come back, but he lollygags his way back. Like, why were you? I'd have been pissed off. Like, yo, where were you?
What up?
You know, and as clearly as Aaron is, like, I told you to come back. And so now the nanotech is confused. Because he says, you tell me to kill, then you tell me don't kill. You tell me to heal, then you tell me to leave. I don't know what's going on. So then why, here's the question I have. Why would the nanotech then go ahead and kill everybody?
Yeah, because he says that after he kills everybody.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So you already are following. Okay, so Aaron told you to leave.
Right.
You decide to come back, and you decide to do what he says, which is kill everyone. Mm-hmm. And then after that, you tell him that you're confused, and then you tell him you're leaving.
Why did you just ask me to heal somebody? I would have just healed her.
Right. So then he's like, heal her. I command you to heal her. So I'm like, okay, yeah, they're definitely going to heal Cynthia. She's going to be fine. And he's like, no, we're going to leave. Like, I'm leaving.
It's like, bye.
That's what I'm saying.
But remember, in the episode where Aaron got stabbed, it took 2.5 hours when the nanotech brought him back to life. He was dead for a while. So technically, even though she's dead, doesn't mean she's like dead.
Right.
So she can still come back. I mean, I'm okay that she's dead, but...
Why are you okay that Cynthia's gone?
I mean, you know, it's okay that she's gone. My
I'm
feelings are
sad.
hurt. No offense to the actress. She's great, but Cynthia can go.
But I started to really like her this episode because she was so...
Because she didn't talk.
Right. Don't know.
So funny.
No, but she was really nice, and she didn't let Aaron think he was crazy. She was the reason why he went back to find out what's going on. Even though she was like, I don't see what you're talking about. You sound really crazy. And she's really like ride or die down for Aaron, and I like that about her. And that's why I'm sad she's gone.
Was there a pun in there somewhere with the ride or die comment?
Yeah. Ride or die chick.
Well, maybe she's not gone.
Again, we don't, with the nanotechnology and all the sci-fi we're getting into, who knows? So let's not write her off quite yet. I think she might be back.
So then what is it going to take for the nanites to come back? Does he have to, like, apologize?
Write him a letter.
Right. Like, play games with him. Like, I'll play with you, nanites.
With some Nintendo. Kick it old school Zelda.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what would it take?
Do you think... Oh,
go ahead. No.
I was going to say, you know how the kid kept referencing the city in Oklahoma?
I think they're going to have to go there.
Yeah.
They're definitely going to have to go there.
Was it Spring Falls, Oklahoma?
I think
Spring something.
City.
Spring.
I wrote it down. Hold on. Where did it go? I can't read my writing.
I thought it said Spring City. Because he looked at it on the map.
Yeah, he was just staring
Spring
at
City,
it.
Oklahoma. Got it.
Right. So, yeah, I think definitely for the next episode, he's probably going to have to venture. And what did he keep saying? The little boy. He said there's the world's biggest...
Ball of yarn.
Ball of yarn.
Or the second ball of twine.
Something,
Right.
some sort of...
He said that twice, so I'm guessing whatever...
Let's go there, because there's
Right.
something,
There's something
I've said it twice.
in the
need to
yarn
do.
in Spring City, Oklahoma.
I believe they call that foreshadowing.
Dun, dun, dun.
Wow.
Bounce, wah, wah. Okay, so anyway, yes, so the nanites leave, I guess,
And-
which is just stupid to me.
That's okay. We're good with that.
We're good with that. So I think, what are some of the possibilities that you think could happen for both you guys? What do you think could happen if Aaron finally harnesses and becomes one with the fact that these nanites, that he controls them?
I don't know. Maybe something with power along the lines later on.
When he told him to go away, my initial out loud response to TV was, "Are you an idiot? Are you an idiot?" Because I knew that was something like this was going to happen.
Right.
But I think that, I mean, there's all kinds of potential for him with the ability to heal people or kill people. I mean, especially if they're waging war against the Patriots, which we may see later in the season, where there's actually a full-blown war because they're trying to come in and take things over. So
Right.
there's a lot of potential for Aaron, especially with Miles and Monroe's influence, where they're like, hey, we need to do this. Hey, let's go do this, you know, and hopefully a lot of explosions and a lot of fire.
I just feel like he was really scared with the whole thing. I don't think he was comfortable with it yet.
He hasn't been comfortable since
Right.
Yeah.
episode 1 of season 1.
Which I thought
Right.
I just thought was weird from the get.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you have this crazy thing going on in a world where you can't really control anything. You have some sort of control, and you're just kind of like, I want it to go away. I want it to go away.
Yeah, I think it's because it's scary, and it's because it's something that he doesn't know or understand. And if you remember, Aaron is a very logical guy. He's a
very passive aggressive.
Yeah, he's passive, and he comes from. I mean, he's a tech guy, so tech guys are very, A plus B equals C. If you can't logically see that, if I can't equate that, it doesn't make sense. The illusion
variable.
Of faith, right? Like. It's very hard when you come from a science background to understand stuff that cannot that
and
you
they've been
can't
setting
put
that up
into
for the
an
last
equation.
29 episodes where they've been
Right.
Aaron's character's been set up as that logical character where even when Cynthia tries to talk to him about faith and having belief in something and he rejects it, or when he leaves his original first wife in the first season
Right.
because he couldn't protect her, and that's been his MO the whole time.
Right.
Kind of pushing things off, afraid of things. So maybe he'll step up, maybe he'll.
Right, because I feel like you own the world. If you can harness this power, you can say, nanites, turn the power on, please,
right?
Everywhere. And stay on, thanks. So let us know what you think. Be sure to go to iTunes and subscribe to
iTunes.
Our AfterBuzz recap.
Don't forget to rate us and comment on your iTunes. We love your viewer comments. Feel free to ask questions.
Yes, tell your friends and family, why not? And your mom and your cousins to subscribe as well.
It only takes a minute, so why not go ahead and do it?
Right.
iTunes, AfterBuzz, get them on your Androids, your iPhones, iPads, tablets.
And more importantly, make sure you put down, make sure you comment and let us know what you think about this episode in particular.
So that Megan can disagree with everything you have to say. Because everyone else, I'm sure, loved this episode.
I promise you there's going to be a lot of people that didn't like it. Because of the same reason I had. I'm just saying. Okay, so let's move on to the other couple that's also in this series, and that is Major Tom Neville and his son Jason.
Major Neville.
And we find this huge revelation on Revolution. Julia Neville is not dead.
Boom.
Oh my gosh! Did you guys think she was dead before this episode?
No.
You didn't?
No.
I thought she was.
I mean, he wouldn't have kept bringing it back up if there wasn't eventually going to be something that either he found out she was dead for real and they told us that she was dead, or somebody told him that she had died somehow, or knew it, or witnessed it, or she's alive.
I thought the reason why he kept bringing it up was so that we as the audience wouldn't forget why he was on this mission.
His drive.
Because I kind of forgot after a while why he was, I didn't even think about it. So that's what I thought. What do you think, Francesca?
I think the same too. I think it would be some sort of something later on in the season if she hadn't come back now.
You thought she was definitely going to come back?
They would have said something.
Yeah, something.
I thought she was dead. I really did. I didn't think she was coming back. And I didn't want to look on IMDb to see how many episodes she was in. Oh, they don't?
No, on any new series on IMDb, they don't put it till after the episode airs.
Hey.
That's a lie. That's a lie. I've seen some other
primetime shows that are spoilered by things like that don't put it on there.
That's okay. So, yeah, that's why I didn't want to check. I didn't want to chance knowing because I didn't want to know. I want to watch this as a true fan and not any spoilers like you, Mr. Spoiler Alert.
I don't read the spoilers. I just like to look at things that might happen with actors and because that sets up this episode even because we get introduced to Victor Doyle, who's Julia's now husband.
Yes. So we see as Major Neville and Jason are boarding a train with Colonel Allenford. I believe he's a colonel. Of course, he's like, I said you can be on my detail, not your son. But Major Neville makes a good point. Hey, look, I'm keeping your secrets. You're keeping mine. Yes, he left the reprogramming center, but we're not going to worry about that.
Nobody has to know.
Right.
Between you and me, or I'll kill you.
Right. And they are on the train on their way to the White House, which, by the way, there's a bunch of people on the train. What do you think about these people, Francesca?
They were dressed so lovely.
So clean, so happy.
So lovely compared to everyone else who looks like peasants from the medieval times.
Right.
I'm sorry, are we setting up some kind of class system here in America?
We are.
Oh.
The Patriots apparently are at the top. And we see a lot of people that are on the train. The train works. It's very nice. It's kind of crazy that the Patriots are already getting the transportation
They're ready to
system
go. They got
up.
the government set up. I think that they're talking about all these cities they're going to go take over in a couple episodes back. So
here they are. And so we see that the train is bound for the White House. And Major Neville and Jason are definitely there to kill the president, which, by the way, we don't know who the president is yet.
We don't know who the president is. Any predictions on who the president is?
Barack Obama. Just kidding.
Currently.
For now.
So, I don't know. Do you guys know? Have an idea? I don't want to know, honestly.
They haven't really they showed in the one episode somebody that was supposed to be the president because they said, hey, the nukes have launched when they were in Cuba.
And it was a man.
Right.
With dark hair.
It was a man with dark hair. Cool.
You know what? I hope he's Latino.
Hey.
Mix it up.
I will. Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Like, change it up a little. I think that would be, I don't know, interesting if he's Latino or something. But anyway, the land of the immigrants, of course, so why not? Throw that in there. It's the new America, right? Okay, so, of course, we see on this train that it stops, and Major Neville, being nosy as he is, decides to go check it out. Mm-hmm. And, of course, we see Julia. And she's kissing a man. Right. And they board the train. At this point, I was like, oh, that trifling heifer.
My favorite part was when he walked right by her, just, looks at her. I thought, I didn't expect what happened later to happen when he walked right by her. I was like, yeah, he's just going to be like, what up? And just walk right by her and give her the cold shoulder and stare at her. And
so when she follows him and she goes into the coat room, what did you guys think was going to happen?
I thought he was going to kill her.
I didn't. I feel like when he walked by and he looked at her and he just kept walking, if someone did that to my old husband did that to me, we both thought we were both dead, I would be like, I need to go to the bathroom. Right. So she did exactly what I thought she was going to do, which was get up and follow
I knew she was going to follow, but I thought when she went in there that something else was going to go down.
I thought they were going to talk. I didn't know that they were going to, get the rocks off.
Room shenanigans. Boom.
Right. I didn't think they were going to go that far. Did you think they were going to go that far, Francesca?
I'm not sure.
Keep it clean. It's PC over
Right,
here.
right. So, of course, they get it on in the coat room. How classy. And we find out that Julia has remarried to Mr. Doyle.
Yeah, Victor Doyle. Which I actually talked about 2 weeks ago because Christopher Cousins plays Victor Doyle. He's also on Breaking Bad with our lovely Tom Neville.
Yes.
So they have a previous relationship of acting together. But I also have read that there's going to be some controversy between Victor Doyle and Tom Neville's characters.
Of course.
I mean,
well, yeah.
They're sharing a woman. Now, what's going to be really crazy is if Julia gets pregnant and her baby comes out brown.
Whoops.
Sorry, Victor Doyle. She's probably cheating on you. No, but okay, so we see that they have this conversation, and of course, she says that she's now remarried. She thought he was dead, which I think is legitimate. I think that was fine for her to remarry. What do you guys think?
It was kind of funny because she was like, I needed to eat, so I married because I was hungry.
You didn't really need to marry.
Gold digger.
Yes, you do. In a place where your protection is a man. Because think about it, when she was with Tom, that was the only reason she lived as nicely as she did and was able to survive was because of who her husband was.
She likes nice things.
I'm really interested to see how much they incorporate her in the rest of this season because I think that she's more manipulative than we have seen.
Right.
That's what I was going to say.
Set her up, but she tells him, Neville, to chill out. Like, hey, let's do this together. Let's go in. So maybe she's already working magic to go after something else, something a little bit higher up, just like Neville always is.
Right, but I think because she probably legitimately thought her husband and her son were dead, that she was just like, you know what, let me go. She's power hungry just like Tom is. And so she probably was like, okay, I'm going to marry this guy. I'm going to eat. He's high up in with the Patriots. I'm going to make sure I support him so that we can both elevate ourselves and I can eventually be first lady because it's probably what she wants. She's very power hungry. So now that she knows her husband's alive, so she's like, okay, I can incorporate him in this plan some way, some shape, some fashion. Because she said we can always have what we've always wanted.
Right.
And if you look
President Tom Neville?
Exactly. And if you look in the past season, what has Tom always wanted? Power.
That's
it. So now they're back on track.
And she's always encouraged him. She even said that he could take over for Monroe when Monroe was getting all crazy. That he could run the militia.
And I knew she was crazy I knew she was manipulative and a little rougher than what we thought. Because remember when Miles comes to Philadelphia and he basically takes her hostage? She was just like, kill me. Kill me, do whatever you have to do, kill me, because she wasn't a dainty flower. So Julia's got some balls, I'll say. She knows what she's doing.
My biggest thought was watching it, can we trust her?
No.
But what do you think? You guys think that she would be on Doyle's side versus Tom's side?
She can't really just go right back to Tom. She's married again to this other person. What is he? What does he do?
We don't know yet.
He's a high-ranking official
with the Patriots.
That's all we know.
So. Yeah, so I don't think she's going to really mess with that. But like you said, there's going to be confrontation between the two of them.
Right.
I mean, what do you fight about? Women and power and money. So.
And there's no money.
There's no money, so we got it down.
Right, and I think that that's probably going to be the biggest shocker because I have a feeling that Julia is really not going to be on Tom's side as much as he thinks.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think she has never really been on his side
Really?
as much as you think. I think she's always been just kind of manipulating him.
But she was with him like way before, like they married for love for sure. They were together.
He
like,
loved her, but we've never really seen her express affection.
But here's the
She
thing.
did say I love you.
Right.
Everyone says I love you.
In this episode. But remember, like last season, Tom, when they did flashbacks of Tom, he was an insurance adjuster, like at the bottom of the barrel. He wasn't like anything special. So she wasn't with him because he had money or he was high ranking. I honestly believe she loved him. And then, of course, they're still married, after the blackout. So I don't know. She does really love the guy, but I think because the game has changed,
It's changed a lot.
We'll see that she's really not down for him as much as he thinks.
As he hopes.
Right.
And that's too bad because Neville's my favorite character. So
Is he?
I love watching him. Every time he's on, I just like to watch him think and work. And just,
He is really cool. I like Charlie. Charlie's my favorite. Who's your favorite?
she's growing on me a lot right now.
Right.
I really like Neville's son because he's hot.
Hey, what up, Jason?
Spoken like a true lady.
Oh, yeah. So moving on.
So moving on. So now let's join Miles and company. We see
trio.
The trio, which we find becomes
Quartet.
Exactly. They go looking for Aaron, only to find that he's not there in the building. And they see that he somehow knocked everybody out.
Right. We talked about that.
They find the tunnel.
Yeah, they go for
the
tunnel.
Fireball Hadouken tunnel or I don't know. We don't know how the tunnel got
the
there.
escape hatch. Yes.
Right. That I truly believe. I don't think Aaron did that. I do think that the Patriots.
Andy
probably did.
Dufresne digging a tunnel,
Right.
escaping Shawshank, call it a day.
Right. So they get to the other side, and we find that Charlie is part bloodhound because she can track anything.
Where did this new skill come from?
She definitely was in
Right.
Girl Scouts for sure.
Oh my gosh.
Nighttime. Hey, you went that way. Hey, let's go this way. I lost the trail. Oh, there it is.
Like every week, she surprised me. Something new about her. She's becoming more ruthless, more of a killer, more everything, more bloodhound apparently.
More Monroe.
Very. We see, and you know what? We see in
love
this
that
episode,
parallel.
they're
Tag
working
team.
together and they're doing very well together. I like them as a unit.
Agree.
But there's people who on our YouTube channel who have commented and said they think that Monroe and Charlie are either going to be lovers.
I said that too.
Really?
I definitely.
That's disgusting. I don't like
I
that.
thought that back when he saved her a couple
Agreed,
episodes
yeah.
back when they got captured by that bounty hunter. I felt there was some kind of sexual tension then, and I think it's carried on. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
I wouldn't either, but I just don't like it. I don't. Your uncle's friend. That's a little creepy.
Why is that creepy?
Messing with my uncle's best friend. Like, ugh.
Well, they're all kind of
mean,
messed up. Ben and
yeah.
Miles and Rachel.
Yes, it's a little messed up. So then, also by the way, we've also had some people comment on YouTube and say that they thought that Charlie was Miles's daughter, which I don't think that makes sense.
I mean, it could, but
Really, I don't think it makes sense.
because as we learn in this episode, Rachel says, "I love you." To
Exactly.
Miles. But this was way before the blackout. She said, I would leave my husband to be with you if you say so.
Right. And here's the thing that I've always thought from the very, very beginning since last season. I thought Charlie was Miles's daughter. That's not her uncle. That's really her father. And so now it makes sense that my prediction is probably, it could possibly be true because we see in the flashback 6 years before the blackout, Miles is leaving to go back to the military. We've seen that he has had an affair with Rachel, which we kind of already
Well, they talked about it too because when Rachel left the village after the blackout, she went to Miles.
Right.
So
Yeah, but this is the first time we know for sure. Like, yeah, they really got it on. And apparently there's a lot of love there, but Miles gets teary-eyed. You see the little tear form in the bottom of his eyeball, and he says that he doesn't love her.
in the flashback, yeah, he rejects her.
Exactly, but he does it not because he doesn't love her.
No.
Obviously he does. I think it's because he knows that he can't give her the life that Ben can. Ben is a little more stable. He's smarter, as he says. He would be a good
A
husband
little
for
bit
you.
more sensitive, a little caring.
Oh, Ben. So nice.
I think Miles actually is my favorite character, just to go back, just because I love his, he's just so dry. And he reminds me of, House. Dr. House
see-
from House?
Wait, who? House. What's this house you're talking? I've never heard of that.
The old show.
I know, I've
House?
seen it.
Oh, okay.
I don't live under a rock.
What? No, he just he's like sarcastic and dry.
Right.
I just really, really like it. So, yeah, no, him telling Rachel he didn't love her, like, he just knows.
Right.
Just knows.
And Nora says that too before she dies last season. She said that to Rachel, like, I know you love him, like, I can tell.
But as we see with Miles, he gets a fever.
Because
getting sick, but then he tells her towards the end of the episode that he does love her and he regrets not bringing her back.
He says, yes, you were always the one.
He said again.
Yes, he's so
hard
soft.
to skip the beat.
As Bass says, yes, he's starting to get very soft. All of this lovey-doveyness is making him soft.
He's like kittens carrying puppies, or what did he say?
Right, you're like, yeah,
Puppies
puppy
carrying
that's
kittens.
Puppies carrying kittens.
Right.
But he also has a fever.
He has a fever, so I guess we can attribute it to the fact that he's got gangrene or whatever's going on with his arm.
Yeah, his arm's got that blood infection that they showed a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it's getting worse.
Looks gnarly.
So we find out that there's a history there that they, both Miles and Rachel used to have an affair. They dated. Now, this is one thing that wasn't made clear. I don't know if you guys heard this, but when they were in the flashback, he says you should be with Ben. Is that as they've already been married, or is it kind of like you should go get married to Ben? Because that wasn't made clear to me, because I couldn't tell, are you guys having an affair while she's married, or are you dating your brother's girlfriend?
He didn't say marry. You should marry Ben.
I don't think he said marry.
I think it was before they were together.
So you think it's before she married Ben?
Think how far back it is. I mean, this is before the blackout.
6 years before the blackout.
So it's been at least, 20 years? Charlie's not that old, so...
Right, about 21, 22 years, yeah.
So, I mean, on the show, she's probably like 19.
Yeah.
So I think that happened before. So who knows? I mean, she could have got pregnant, again, back to your prediction or theory that she could have got pregnant with him, then went and married...
That's what I'm saying.
Miles' brother.
Which is why I'm like, I have a feeling Charlie, that's his daughter. I don't know. I've always said that. I've always felt like that. So we'll see. But of course, that wasn't made clear if they were already married or not. But I assume that they weren't married, because I feel like that's really, for him to say you should go be with him, I think it, to me, references that she was not married to Ben
They're together,
yet.
but not
Right.
together.
Yes.
Right. So, of course, heartfelt moment. So then we fast forward, of course, and they're in the room, and he passes out. Or I guess we kind of skipped over some stuff. But anyway,
Nope.
Let's back up a little bit. With Charlie being the bloodhound. And, of course,
I got excited about the I love you in this episode and just needed to follow it.
Right. And we see that as a result of Rachel getting soft because she doesn't want to leave her father back in the building. She wants to return back. And, of course, Miles is telling her and Charlie, look, we got to save Aaron first before we can go get your dad. Do you think that was the right choice?
Yeah. Very direct, right to the point. Yes. Well, because his justification, which I thought was a very good justification, was they don't want your dad right now. They want Aaron. Their number one target, number one priority is Aaron.
Right.
Horn is in charge. He wants Aaron. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to go after Aaron and do anything they can to get him. They don't care about Dr. Porter. I mean, what's he going to do for him?
Where is he?
Back in the village in Willoughby.
Okay.
Yes, she thinks that he's still in the building that they were holding Aaron captive in.
Because didn't he walk out too?
We didn't see that.
I feel like
I think
that wasn't no, that was because this is once they escaped. Remember, they escaped from the house,
Yeah,
and Dr. Porter was with
captive.
them. He
went out with a knife and stopped him.
But we didn't ever see what happened after that. We don't know if they took him into that. We don't know if he's already dead. We don't know.
Yeah, so I think Aaron was the best bet because you knew he was alive and you wanted to get to him before.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before they did.
I think it was the right call. Because then, as we see, when they're tracking, they immediately see soldiers. And they see Dr. Horn at the helm, leading them on through the fog in the woods, trying to find Aaron.
These killing scenes are amazing. The blood always splurts out. I can't believe they're showing this on TV.
You know, have you
Regular
ever
TV.
seen The Walking Dead before?
I'm saying, but that's isn't that on cable?
It's on AMC.
Okay, so not everybody can get AMC. That's one of those, you got to pay a little more every month to get that channel. But you don't have to pay more money to get NBC.
Well,
it's basic cable.
Quit bootlegging cable and watching
No,
NBC.
I'm saying, but typically on shows that are on,
I know.
You know what I'm saying? They're not as deadly. This is a lot of blood. I mean, but that's how Revolution's always been. But I just noticed a lot of blood and a lot of killing.
Have you played Grand Theft Auto before?
Yes.
So 13-year-old boys are watching that. I'm sure they can manage a slash.
Which is what's wrong with America today.
Are we going to go there?
I digress.
Let's talk about what's wrong with America.
So of course we see that Bass comes into the picture. He's been lurking around. He's helped save them from the Patriots, and he only wants. He's got one agenda, and his agenda is just to make sure he finds his son.
Yep.
Do you guys think that we've seen his son yet?
Honestly, that's who I thought that little boy was at first.
He's so little, Francesca.
I know, but I was like, wait, what? Is he seen? And then when he was realized that he wasn't physically there, I was like, oh, is this like he passed away or something? I don't know.
One of my earlier thoughts was his son was actually the bounty hunter character.
Right. I have a feeling that he's going to return.
We'll see.
We'll see.
That was what I thought previously, but I mean, that could be wrong.
Right. So, of course, Miles says, I'm not going to tell you where your son is unless you help us find Aaron. Of course, he agrees, which I think is stupid. I think just for insurance, I think Miles should have told Rachel, Rachel, his son is XYZ. In the event I die, you can tell him. That's kind of mean. Just saying. He should probably tell somebody.
Maybe she already knows. I mean,
I don't think she does. I don't know. So anyway, that's also when we see that Rachel says, I love you, finally, to Charlie. And Charlie says it back, finally.
The first I love you.
And forever. And I don't know, 1,000 episodes. Finally, she says it to her daughter. So I'm glad that we have that heartfelt moment. And of course, they go to the school to try to rescue Aaron. And then
how do they find him? How do they know where they're at?
Because the bloodhound.
But she followed afterwards. She followed. They went this way. But she followed the Patriots.
Yeah, because obviously they left. Why would they leave? They're tracking Aaron. So of course, follow them. Follow Aaron.
Sure.
So they get to the school and they decide to split up. I like the Monroe and Charlie group.
But he leaves her in this episode.
He doesn't leave her. He does it on purpose. I knew he wasn't going to leave her. She didn't know that.
He bailed on Aaron last week, and I was like, oh man, is he going to leave her too?
He was trying to keep Aaron back, but...
Right, because you have to understand, his goal is he wants to find out where his son is.
Yeah.
So I didn't think he was going to leave Charlie. And he knew she was in a world of hurt. You can't leave her there. You're next to an exit. She's not. I knew he wasn't going to leave her. But also we see that Miles and Rachel, this is when they give their I love yous and all this stuff. And Miles is passing out. Do you think he's going to die?
I don't think
Aaron's going to save him.
Aaron, definitely.
I actually thought Aaron was going to save him in this episode.
How can Aaron save him? Aaron, the technology left.
I thought that Aaron was going to save Cynthia and Miles at once.
Miles just can't die in the middle of the season.
Right. I don't think he can either.
No. But I definitely think Aaron's going to be able to...
But Cynthia can.
You just are anti-Cynthia.
I know. You're such a hater. Cynthia's great. I love her.
But I think...
Drink my water.
I think Aaron's going to maybe figure out how to...
Harness the power.
Harness it, work with it, understand it. Bum, bum, bum.
Right.
Let's
okay.
Hold on to that. Hold that thought.
Hold that thought.
Bring it back. Bring it back.
So yes. So then, of course, we see that everyone says "I love yous." We don't know what's going to happen with Miles. So let's go on to our predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
You're up, rookie. Let's hear it.
Let's go, Fran.
She's
like,
no, Fran. Yeah, I think Aaron. I think Kevin's gonna come back. Maybe they will find Oklahoma, Spring City or something. But Aaron's definitely gonna figure out how to hone in on his little nanites. Did I say it right?
Sure, the nanotechnology.
Yes.
I agree. I think that Oklahoma is going to be a destination for the entire group. I think we're going to see all of them go together.
Right.
And
Field trip.
I love there's a reference that Monroe made when he's like, I'm Batman. And all I could think about was the Justice League. And there's we got our own little Justice League now, and we're going to go do things and fight crime. So I'm for sure going to go see Oklahoma. And I think the nanites are going to be able to also help some people.
Okay, my prediction is that the nanites we're going to see the not so nice side of them. And because them having a mind of their own, which I hate, I think they're going to be going through something, maybe they're going through a depression because they're not with their master who they love, Aaron. So I think they're going to be mean and they're going to just mess some stuff up.
It's so easy for them to not have a mind of their own, though. That's such a cop-out. Like, I like that they can do whatever they want, and they don't have to listen, but they do because they respect and care about Aaron since he created them.
Well, but I feel like now it's like a temperamental teenager. Like, they're just not going to listen now because they're just mad.
I kind of agree, and this is just really small, but when the credit or when the opening Revolution comes on, it says Evolution first, then they add the R.
Really?
Right.
So
they're evolving.
Something's going to evolve.
I don't know. I think they're going to evolve.
Is Megan's temper.
It is. If they keep on doing this kind of storyline, I'm sorry.
All right. Well, where can we find you?
XOXOCESCA, Twitter, Instagram, and Vine.
Got me at RyanHooks92 on Instagram, Facebook. You know what? I'm going to give a shout out to Snapchat as well this week.
Oh,
RyanHooks92, Snapchat me. Also Yahoo.
As always, you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Meg Scoop, like scoop of ice cream. And let us know on iTunes and YouTube what you think about the upcoming episodes and this episode of Revolution. Until next week, Revolutionites. See ya.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.